Yeah, well, that happened.
Never gonna stop now, baby.
Hi, everyone. Well, our girl's standing on the vibration plate. Now, if some of you have paid attention, which is every chance that you have, you will know that the weight capacity of my vibration plate was 180 kilos. So the fact that I am now standing on it would indicate that I am below that. But by how much? We'll get into that in a minute. I wanted to talk today about the thing that I say at the end of my videos. The be kind to yourself part. Now, a very, very dear friend of mine, I love her so much. She's been where I am, and I value her kind of like a mentor. And more than that, I value her friendship as something very, very precious to me. She said something to me last night that made me go, whoa, okay, good point. And it sort of has left me thinking a number of things. And so this video is inspired by what she said to me and how it's been stuck in my mind ever since she mentioned it. I wouldn't be me if I didn't discuss it. So the being kind to yourself, that can involve a number of things. It can involve, self-care. Like, if you're not feeling great, go to bed, lie down, read a book, watch some TV in bed, or ensuring that you do something for yourself during the day, whether it be, I don't know, watching a TV show or, doing some needlework, knitting, whatever it might be. It could involve so many things that, just involves just being kind to yourself, doing something for yourself. But then in comes this flip side from my friend that made me go, wow, okay, that's a good point. You know the phrase, I don't know if you've heard this one, but I certainly have, you've got to be cruel to be kind. Usually that is an indication of what you would do for someone else. Like, for instance, when my cage got rattled by my darling Adrian, he had to be cruel to be kind. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do for somebody, because I remember at that point, I was furious, absolutely furious. And even while I was furious, there was that little tiny piece in me that just, he's right. He's right. But I just didn't have it in me to acknowledge that at the time. And I'll admit it, at the time when I did sort of kind of pull myself out of that, it was out of anger. And Adrian knows this. We've discussed this ad nauseum. And he was fine with it because I at least got out because of it. Doesn't matter how I got out. The fact is that I got out. So he had to do that, had to be cruel to be kind. But how does that translate to when we have to be cruel to be kind to ourselves? have no illusions. I think we have to be sometimes. Otherwise, the being kind to yourself part could potentially, if you're not careful, could end up putting you in the realms of being complacent about the choices you make for yourself, whether they be health choices in terms of the food that you're eating, mental health choices. And I'm going to talk more about mental health in my video on Thursday, mostly because a subscriber wants me to dive a little deeper into the mental health side of things. I'm really glad that I was asked that question because it bears talking about. I think we need to identify those moments where we say to ourselves, oh, Mywin from Carnivore Odyssey is saying we've got to be kind to ourselves, so I'm going to be kind to myself. And, I'm going to go off plan because that's being kind to myself. Is it though? That's not ultimately being kind to yourself. That's sabotaging yourself. I can see where I could easily, so easily, fall into that trap. Toot sweet. I haven't. But I can see the potential for that danger. And the fact that my friend has made me aware of that flip side, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a valid tool to have in the tool belt, if you like. So that should that crop up in the future, then I'll be going, yeah, no, that's not being kind to myself. That's just, yeah, that's not working for me. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I think it really is important to identify what is being kind to yourself and what could potentially sabotage you. If we want to talk about self-sabotage, dang! In the past, I've done that so many times. Shoot myself in my own foot. Cut my nose off to spite my face. All of those things. I have made excuses in the past so many times. And it's never led me down a path that has helped me. Not really. Not really. I had a friend come over yesterday, somebody I haven't seen since December, actually. And it was just so wonderful to see him. I'm thinking there was a little bit of shock in his face. I have been sending him photographs every so often, and he's been so supportive. He's just amazing. And I had an idea that me doing what I'm doing and how that looks visually would be quite shocking for people. But there was a little bit of a in the face, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be more confronting for people than I realized. And ahead of that, I'm sorry in advance. But I guess that's something others are going to have to deal with because I have to do this for me. I can't worry about how others are going to react to the losses, to how I look because of the losses. I have to stay the course. I just have to. I have to be kind to myself. But you have to be honest with yourself as well. Oh, God, do you have to be honest with yourself? I think that's important. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. If you're going to go off plan, make it a part of the plan and make it so that your next meal is meat. If you're a carnivore, don't get complacent because that's not going to help you, not in the long run. I've been there. so many times. Could write a book. And I want to say to the person, to my friend who gave me that little nugget of information last night, I love you, sweetheart. Thank you so much, because now that is ingrained right in here, so that should that happen, I'm prepared. I am prepared. So the losses and the photographs and the stuff and the things. How did it go this week? Well, how about we do the thing and cue the montage? I had a moment when I was doing the measurements. I'm like, oh, I'm so over this. I'm so sick of these measurements coming like this. I had a moment of frustration because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sick of it. But I know it's the way it has to be. It's fine. It was just a little tiny moment where I'm like, stop going like this. Sort of had a little bit of a tanty, if you like. I was standing there doing the measurements. I was like, but I'm over it now. I'm okay. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. But yeah, I can imagine it would be very frustrating. You know how it goes. The body's trying to heal. You've got, everything, the fat turning into muscle and all this. You know all this. And yet you get a bit frustrated. I did. And I'm human. But nonetheless, those measurements are important. They're part of this journey. And at some point, I'm going to actually fill in. I don't know if you've noticed that at the bottom of the measurements section, I've been putting the total loss from start to finish. What I am going to do is I'm going to actually put in the weekly losses for the measurements. I think that would be helpful to see. I mean, I can see the numbers going like this, the actual measurements. It just would be nice to see, because I do the losses in red, and when I don't lose, I put it in black. So it'll be nice to see the contrast of those two colors with the measurements to see exactly what is going on. I think that would be valuable for me to see. So I'm going to work on that. I might actually get my husband to do macros for that. The old sum things for spreadsheets. I've been doing it all old-fashioned style and doing the pluses and the minuses in a calculator. But in terms of doing the sums of column A and B and minusing the column C to give you column, then put the total there, forget it. Oh, God, no. I'm just not that clever. Can't do it. So I might just hand that over to an expert, a spreadsheet expert. So there's no point in telling me how to do it. Somebody's got to be here and teach me like a 5-year-old, because I'm like, formulas, ew. Or as in Schitt's Creek, ew, David. So, yes, ew, David. I'm getting better at doing what's necessary to protect my boundaries, I'm still preparing some stuff for my mother's archival stuff, but it once it's done, it's just gonna create some peace for me in that world. And the fact that I can actually see that because of what I'm doing and preparing, it's giving me a lot of comfort. I also wanted to show you guys something that I've been doing every day now for a couple of months. It's a little something that I have. See, I'm not showing you yet. I'm preparing the items so that I can show you. I think it's the right time because everybody needs something, right? I use these every day. Guided affirmation cards. And every day I pull a card and I'm wondering if you guys would like to see in future videos a little tiny montage of the cards that I get during the week. This is today's success. I am abundantly successful. I can easily focus and move forward, inspiring those around me. If you would be interested in seeing 7 cards to see what I get during the week, drop a comment in the comments below. I would love to share those with you because sometimes I get the same, sometimes I get something completely different. I would love to be able to share that with you, but not everybody's going to be on board. It's not tarot, just so we're clear. Although I do have a tarot deck. Oh, no, she did. I just don't use it. I don't use it. But these are different. These are affirmation cards. And everybody needs a little something. And I'm no different. I'm no different. So yes, if you would be interested in seeing in the Monday videos the 7 cards that I get during the week, I would genuinely love to share that with you. So yes, drop us a comment in the box below. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I will do another PayPal thing. It's just that the PayPal thing that I do, I have to do on a monthly basis. I can't do it and leave it there. It doesn't work like that. I want to look into a few things within the PayPal realms first before I do anything else. So I'll get back to you, but I still have Buy Me a Coffee if that's something that you'd like to do. No obligation. On that note, I think I will leave you guys to it. And I will ask you to please be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Don't take any crap. I mean, like, really don't. And most of all, be kind to yourself. Now, remember what that really means now, folks, okay? I love you guys, each and every one of you. I am grateful that you're here on this journey with me, and it gives me such joy to share this journey with all of you. Until Thursday, where we're going to dive into some deep and meaningful mental health and maybe touch on decisions that are made when you've got poor mental health and what that can look like. Until then, take care of yourself and enjoy this little moment in the week. Bye for now, folks.